Comfort feels good. It feels safe, familiar, and predictable. After a long day, we naturally look for the easiest path. We sit down, relax, and tell ourselves that we'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll work on our goals. Tomorrow we'll learn a new skill. Tomorrow we'll finally take that first step. But tomorrow has a strange habit of becoming next week, next month, or even next year. The truth is that comfort is one of the most expensive things you can buy because its price is never charged immediately. It doesn't send you a bill. It doesn't warn you. Instead, it quietly collects payment through missed opportunities, wasted time, and unrealized potential. Every day you choose what feels easy over what helps you grow, you're making a trade. The problem is that most people never realize what they're giving up. Your brain is designed to keep you comfortable. Thousands of years ago, staying comfortable often meant staying alive. Conserving energy increased your chances of survival. Avoiding unnecessary risks protected you from danger. Those instincts helped our ancestors survive in a harsh world. But today, those same instincts can quietly hold us back. Think about how often you've avoided something simply because it felt uncomfortable. Maybe it was starting a business, learning a new language, speaking in public, going to the gym, investing your money, or applying for a better job. None of these things are physically dangerous, yet your brain often reacts as if they are. It whispers, "Stay where you are. Don't take the risk. Wait until you're ready." The problem is that growth rarely happens where comfort lives. Every meaningful improvement requires stepping into uncertainty. The first workout feels difficult. The first investment feels risky. The first business idea feels intimidating. The first video you upload feels embarrassing. But every expert, every entrepreneur, every athlete, and every successful person has experienced that same discomfort. The difference is that they didn't interpret discomfort as a signal to stop. They understood it as a sign that they were growing. Comfort has a strange way of making today feel easier while making tomorrow much harder. At first, skipping one workout doesn't seem important. Reading one less chapter doesn't seem to matter. Delaying one opportunity feels harmless. But small choices repeated over months and years slowly shape the direction of your life. The danger isn't making one comfortable decision. The danger is building an entire life around avoiding discomfort. Most people think comfort is a reward. They believe that if life feels easy, they're doing something right. But comfort is not always a sign of progress. Sometimes it's a sign that you've stopped challenging yourself. Imagine planting a tree but never watering it because walking outside feels inconvenient. Day after day, you choose what is easier, and eventually the tree dies. Your goals work the same way. They don't disappear overnight. They slowly fade because they were never given enough attention to grow. This is why the greatest opportunities in life are usually hidden behind temporary discomfort. Learning a new skill requires making mistakes. Building a business means facing uncertainty. Saving money instead of spending it demands self-control. Exercising requires pushing through physical discomfort. None of these experiences feel pleasant in the beginning, yet they all create a better future. Your brain, however, prefers immediate rewards. It wants pleasure now, not results later. That's why scrolling through social media feels easier than reading a book. Watching another episode feels easier than working on your goals. Buying something new feels more exciting than investing for the future. These choices don't seem dangerous because the consequences aren't immediate. But every easy decision slightly strengthens the habit of avoiding discomfort. Over time, something interesting happens. Your comfort zone becomes smaller. Things that once felt exciting begin to feel intimidating. Small challenges suddenly seem overwhelming. Not because you've become weaker, but because you've stopped practicing discomfort. Just like a muscle becomes weaker when it isn't used, courage fades when it isn't exercised. The opposite is also true. Every time you willingly choose something difficult, your confidence grows. The first conversation with a stranger feels awkward. The first workout feels exhausting. The first investment feels risky. But after repeating these actions enough times, they become normal. What once seemed impossible eventually feels routine. This is how successful people think differently. They don't enjoy discomfort because they're special. They simply understand that discomfort is temporary, while the rewards can last for years. They know that today's sacrifice often becomes tomorrow's freedom. Every difficult conversation, every hour spent learning, every dollar saved instead of spent, every fear confronted becomes another brick in the foundation of a better life. The hidden cost of comfort isn't measured in money. It's measured in opportunities never taken, skills never learned, relationships never built, and dreams that remain only dreams. By the time most people realize what comfort has cost them, years have already passed. That's why the most valuable decision you can make isn't choosing what's easiest today. It's choosing what will make tomorrow better, even if it feels uncomfortable right now. The good news is that comfort doesn't have to control your life forever. The moment you become aware of its hidden cost, you gain the power to make different choices. That doesn't mean every decision suddenly becomes easy. It means you begin to recognize that the feeling of discomfort is no longer your enemy. In fact, it may be one of the clearest signs that you're moving in the right direction. Think about every meaningful achievement you've ever had. You probably felt nervous before it happened. Maybe you were afraid before your first interview, your first workout, your first investment, or the first time you shared an idea with someone else. That uncomfortable feeling wasn't a warning to stop. It was simply the feeling of growing beyond the person you used to be. The people we admire aren't fearless. They still experience doubt, uncertainty, and anxiety. The difference is that they don't let those feelings make their decisions for them. They understand that courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is taking action despite fear. Every small step outside your comfort zone teaches your brain something powerful. You're capable of more than you thought. Growth rarely arrives all at once. It happens through small decisions repeated consistently. Reading 10 pages instead of scrolling for another hour. Saving money instead of buying something you don't truly need. Waking up a little earlier to work on a personal goal. Having the difficult conversation you've been avoiding. Taking the first step even when you don't feel completely ready. None of these actions seem life-changing on their own, but together they create a completely different future. Imagine two people standing in the same place today. One chooses comfort every single day. The other chooses one small challenge every day. After a week, the difference is almost invisible. After a month, it's still small. But after 5 or 10 years, their lives barely resemble each other. One remains trapped in the same routines, wondering why nothing ever changes. The other has built confidence, discipline, new skills, and opportunities simply because they became comfortable with being uncomfortable. The hidden cost of comfort isn't just the money you never earn or the goals you never reach. It's the person you never become. Every time you avoid growth, you leave behind a version of yourself that could have been stronger, wiser, healthier, and more capable. And that's a price far greater than most people ever realize. So the next time life gives you two choices, the easy path and the challenging one, pause for a moment. Ask yourself a simple question. Which choice will my future self thank me for? That single question can change the direction of your life. Because comfort may feel good today, but growth builds a better tomorrow. And in the end, the life you've always wanted is rarely found inside your comfort zone. It's waiting just beyond it, on the other side of that first uncomfortable step.